I don't know, man. I don't like how mean this trailer was. They faked us out on the recap trailer, and on these parts where it's like, okay, we've already seen the town, and we've already seen the gym leaders. Oh, I'm not paying attention to that over there that brings us new Pokemon. Nah. Nah. Jeez, this is insane. Okay, so I'm gonna give my thoughts on these boys in a couple seconds, but I do want to talk about how I'm so offended that they still haven't revealed the engine Pokemon, and they keep on showing it, and it's like kind of teased, and it's just out there in the open. You know, a normal non-Pokemon engine isn't going to have an eye looking at you and drooling with a tongue or something. And then they showed it in the new trailer, but they only gave us, oh man, Farigiraf. That's a fun word, but tricky to remember. And then in the trailer, for those of you paying attention, I wasn't, because whenever I see minimap stuff, I'm like, all right, it's kind of cool, and it's going to happen so fast, it's worth like another analysis, but we don't know the scope of the game exactly and all that stuff. Why does that bird feel like I've already experienced it at some point? Like, I've been paying attention to the leaks, but there's so much fake information with, like, Coup and the nonsense between Centro Pokemon's pissing match, and the Pokemon leak community is just severely unwell, so you can't get any good information out of them. It's all nonsense, even when there's real information inside of it. So I feel like that bird is, like, I felt it somewhere, but that's interesting. We have a mushroom rock. Like a Mario mushroom rock. Has that even been a thing? Alright. Spoiler if you don't want leak shenanigans. Let's go and see what the Dex has. Cause maybe there's something. Oh, a parakeet. Well, that was updated really quick. Wow, that was updated super. Imagine if you missed this on the trailer, and then you like just come here and you find like all this stuff being up. So that's the salt Pokemon. Alright. Engine, we know about that. So this was actually something that was somewhat known. Oh, also I don't have my little thing up. Boom. So I guess this was actually something that was fairly known. Now we're kind of seeing it grow up. So new Pokemon shenanigans. What do I think about that? Again, like Mario Mushroom Salt Pokemon. It's weird. Does it become anything? I don't know. This is gonna be like Rock and Roll. It's where it exists. Actually, no, the Rock and Roll line is just a lot more terrible than this. So far, this is just like, I'm neutral about it, which is actually praise when it comes to Generation 9 for me. And then, I guess we had Mouse. So just a Mouse couple or a random Mouse Pokemon, then Mouse family. That actually sounds cool. But it seems like if we're just going off of the image, like that's the Pokemon. That's the sprite. That's not like a reduced version or dumbed down form, especially because we can see existing Pokemon behind it. So like, that's just the model, which is actually kind of weird because Rookity looks more like an image of the model and the other Pokemon look more like the sprite, but whatever. Okay, so looking at that, that's it. Just a bland, oh, that's not even like two of them. I think that's one, like that's the mouse couple, or maybe, I don't know. So there could just be multiple ones being shown on the map, just kind of hanging around. That is kind of cool for like the whole map feature and when they were talking about how you can mark and figure out where you want to go, which seems fairly necessary for an open world Pokemon game. It might add a bit more to it. And it even seems a bit more bully on the trailer. Like, can you toggle it and then show those Pokemon, and they just didn't have it this time? They only had it for that one part because of the Rotodex. Even going back to like Pokemon Sun and Moon, I haven't paid attention or cared to the minimap really at all, and as a competent above room temperature IQ adult, I haven't really needed anything like that. Now this could still augment and be a lot more useful when you actually get your hands on and start playing with it inside the game, but again, I see this, I'm like, okay, makes sense. Like, we can see some things, a lot of flying points on the route, a lot of things kind of coming together. That's gonna be for a future like breakdown of all this. But then they just kind of splash in the random Pokemon and things get a little silly. So what about the actual news update on the website? Do we have that? Oh, yes we do. Okay, so we got those details be breaking down. Jump Paldean journey. I'm guessing we're not going to like see the new Pokemon. Also, to get to the Pokemon page, you have to go home and then go to see them all, but not the Pokemon one. Farigiraf is up. Wiglet was one I didn't talk about, so we can do that because I didn't really cover much on that trailer because, like, oh, it was a thing and then it got an update and that just kind of happened. So yeah, multiple Pokemon now just don't exist, but do. All right, Farigiraf, what do we got? Paldean range, like Girafarig living in this will evolve into this Pokemon. Head of its tail is equipped for both offense and defense. New ability. Another new ability. Normal Psychic. Yeah, let's see what happens here. So, double new ability shenanigans. Cudchew. Appearing the first time these tiles Pokemon with this ability eats Verity, it will eat one more at the end of next turn. So, a little extra Ripen. Okay, that's kind of neat. And then Armor Tail makes opposing Pokemon unable to use priority moves. We've seen that before, though. So that's like the Bruxish thing, and you know, you expected that was going to get a bit more play. Ended up not really happening too much. Maybe doubles, maybe there's some about it. I don't know. It's weird because it really feels like when Game Freak is setting up a gimmick kind of Pokemon, it's either woefully underpowered or incredibly flawed and doesn't really see any play. Kind of like Stonejourner, where it's like, yeah, Stonejourner has like built for doubles, everything, but just didn't really have it compared to other Pokemon existing and new. And then some of the other new Pokemon just completely overtuned and unbalanced. And yeah, it's weird how you see like some Pokemon just not ever feel play, even though they're kind of modern. And they also have the new gimmicks of the new Pokemon. This seems interesting though, but will the normal Psychic Pokemon just completely crumble? Or do you actually just go for some kind of setup into terastallizing shenanigans? Oh yeah, that's actually cool. I like that. That's pretty neat. Head on its main body and tail combined. Result of evolution. They become one. Both of the Farigiraf. That's, I want to say like Farigiraf or something. But like Farigiraf's brains are connected through thick nerves, increasing its psychic energy. It emits psychic waves from the antennae on its head. It always mindful of its surroundings. While it can detect danger in an instant, there are times its body cannot react as fast as the two brains can think. And then it gets like that offensive power, whips its long neck around and attack, deals brutal physical damage. Force's attack is said to be able to pulverize stone and crush steel beams. It's kind of like how giraffes actually just beat each other with their necks, and it's kind of funny to watch. I love that little smirk. He's just living his best life. So, Girafarig with a hoodie, the Pokemon actually kind of being brought up, and that means evolution stats, new abilities, new gimmicks. Hopefully, Game Freak went, yeah, it's okay if this thing's a little overtuned. And then we have Wiglet. So, Gooey, Rattled, probably evolves. Wug Trio, sure. And, oh wait, that's Farigiraf. So yeah, I saw this. When I first saw the announcement, I'm like, I guess it's another thing I'm like, still trying to take in. This is just a weird Pokemon, but it seems unnecessary. A lot of Generation 9 and even like Pokemon Legends and modern Pokemon, and I said this in my top 10 worst Generation 9 Pokemon video, is that instead of going for a good design, they really try to go for like a weird theme. So this whole R-Fake thing, is it going to get too much inside of its own fields, you know, kind of idea? Gardevoir Pokemon, so yeah, it's like, you made a Gardevoir, but you had to make it exactly like Diglett. Why? And I wanted to kind of like see what my thoughts were, because I initially just kind of knee-jerking, oh, Generation 9, it's going to be a bad design, but it seems like a lot of people hate it too. And when you compare it to something like the Alolan Diglett was hilarious with its little hair sprouts, and then the just absolute stunning beauty of Alolan Dugtrio, and the way we found out about it through the demo version, and then you had to like spy on it from a distance, like what the hell's going on over there? So a lot more fun and interesting stuff behind Diglett forms, and then we get Wiglet, which just seems like this shouldn't have made it past first draft. Like, it doesn't seem like any ideas were rejected for Generation 9, and then you just get a lot of awkwardness, and yeah, I don't like it either. So there we go. Maybe I think some of the other R-Fakes, like what we've seen with the, if they have it, God, I really hope that this isn't the reality for Dunsparce when we get it. The Amoonguss looks alright. So the Wiglet Oh, no, wait. Those are different forms. So we have the Arfakes. But then we also have, like, the past and future forms and all kinds of other stuff. So we want Paradox Ancient. That seems alright. Like, the Amoonguss seems alright for the Paradox form. The Arfakes seem like modern Pokemon. Other weirdness going on. And we didn't get the Jigglypuff reveal. I wonder if that shiny Jigglypuff was kind of like a bait on this, or if we're still waiting for this reveal. We're still waiting for starter evolutions. A lot of stuff to break down. Other video topics. But for this, we got to break down the new Pokemon, and it's interesting. Bird seems cool. Mice just seem whatever. It seems like their evolution's going to carry the line. And Salt Pokemon. Salt Bay. Hope you guys enjoy the video. Don't have a nice day just yet, because I've still got more coverage of the trailer. Thanks for watching.